battle maps. The thing I don't like about Foundry is that I have to create walls, like what you see here. I'm a patron of Benios battle maps. The dude is amazing. He designs the entire map using Unreal Engine. So it is actually a 3D map. He then gives you a top-down perspective and then scenes from it, and it's not overly expensive. I understand some people don't like to pay for stuff, and I get that. That's cool. But for me, it's all about what is my time worth? Is it worth it for me to sit down and create maps, find maps, add walls, and do all this, or am I just taking away from stuff that I could be doing a better job with, if that makes sense? So prepping sessions, learning the modules, learning the story, creating a story, that's where my strengths are. My strengths are not to sit there and draw. Dungeon Craft, Dungeon Alchemist is awesome. I love Dungeon Alchemist, but again, we get to this point where I want somebody just to take that load off me. It's worth the couple bucks I spend a month, because I'll show you why here. I'm gonna actually drop the music. Just pause this for a second. I'm gonna bring up the system sound because I want you guys to see something that he has done. We'll maximize that, get rid of the chat. Give me my maps. I see Benios, Curse of Strahd. So he's even designed stuff for Curse of Strahd. So I mean, I don't even need to do anything. Let's do Arkenvostold, which is one of the main places here. Let's do this. Player intro video. Take a bit to load. Give it a sec. And we're loaded. I need to move that out of the way. So that is why I pay people to do things like this. It's also because of this. Now, you just saw that room and all that. Here is my battle map for that first floor. You'll have to excuse them. They've killed a bunch of stuff here, but so I've got some tokens laying around. It's again, they've already been here, so the landing screen is awesome. The only challenge I have is I have a decent gaming PC. I have a fast internet connection here. Foundry for me is running on a server in the cloud, so it's fine for me. But if they have a crappy internet connection, or if they've got a crappy computer, then sometimes the loading takes too long and I have to go static. You got to kind of test it with your players to figure out what they're capable of handling. That's the only downfall. But if we look at this map, right, I've drawn some lines to explain some stuff that happened there. But immediately, our walls are already there. That's huge. That's freaking enormous for me, because that would have taken too much time for me to build out, even on their base, the D&D map. So that's big for me. The other big thing is that my players want to know about, let's see here, the chapel. I can then do this. I can describe it to the best of my ability, and then I can show them a picture of it. Maps are only a quarter of the story too, right? It is what you do as a DM, how you engage your players that is the important bit. It is not all the pretty stuff, because I can have all this pretty stuff and be a horrible DM and say, yeah, you guys walk into a chapel, there's a guy strung up there, and there's some pretty windows. And who cares how good the map looks? I mean, I'm not engaging them. Instead, it's like you walk into the chapel. It's got dust on the air. You see motes of dust floating through. There's this old musty scent. The light coming in through the windows is different colors, and it shows itself on the floor. Like, there's a huge difference there, and that's what's important. But here's the funny thing. If I don't have a map, at all, this is what we do. This is exactly what we do, and it's a callback to the days of whiteboards. We have a map with some grids on it. Actually, I should make those grids a little bit darker. There we go. And I will drop things, I will use things, I will draw crappy pictures and say, okay, so there's a wall here, you guys are located over here, what do you want to do? So as much as I have some pretty swanky tools and things, I'm not afraid to go back to this stuff. Because again, it's more on me to do the job than it is for my tools to do the job.